How do you define and measure success in what you do?
I've always been somebody who's a passion junkie. And when I started all of my, especially when I went off, started consulting now probably 8 years ago, and started on that path, I started that journey thinking about it as a learning laboratory. Like, what are the things that I want to learn and figure out about the world? And how do I get paid to do that? So that's really been more in terms of, for me, those measures of success or yardsticks. Is, am I studying and exploring the things I care about? There's a certain sense of momentum that gets generated over time. You shift from being a place of a push to a place of pull, right? Sort of like that notion of exit velocity, right? Like, what does it I never was that smart in school in terms of sciences. I didn't really apply myself much. But the one thing I learned was about, like, exit velocity. And later I've heard entrepreneurs use it. And I love this concept, right? It's this notion of, okay, what does it take to get a rocket off into space, right? And this notion of, and actually not only into space, but specifically into orbit, right? Because what happens is there's like this incredible, like, concentrated amount of energy that you need to, like, lift off. Okay? And then, but if you can break gravity's pull and get into orbit, what happens when you're in orbit? Dude, you just, like, sit back. You just coast along, man. It's just like, it's this thing called momentum, man. And I think in many ways that's what a lot of us are looking for, right? And so I think a lot about that of, what's the exit velocity I'm trying to create? Yeah. And part of it is we also usually have a bunch of drag coefficients. Like, what are the things that are holding us back, or more specifically weighing us down? And letting go of those things so you can really focus and concentrate your energy, not only on liftoff, but getting into orbit. Because what happens once you're then in orbit, right, and you're, like, orbiting around the Earth, then you got to, like, pick up a bunch of extra energy so you can, like, slingshot, so you can go off on a new trajectory to the moon. Right? And then it basically spirals outwards and outwards into bigger and bigger journeys. So that's my Cliff Notes physics lesson, which I'm probably butchered to death. But hopefully the metaphor is not lost. I mean, it's interesting. So, I mean, you asked me, how do I measure success? Again, it's something I still struggle with. I mean, I can tell you what my vision is, what drives me with this work. That's very clear to me, which is, my vision is a world where every entrepreneur, every change maker, every innovator, every leader, every creative in the world speaks the language of narrative. It's that simple. If we all had that vocabulary, many of the other challenges that we face would start to take care of themselves. We would naturally become more empathic, more thoughtful, more connective. We'd be able to translate our ideas into greater acceptance. And I mean, all of it flows out of that. So, I continue to just focus on, how do I bring the concept of storytelling into collective consciousness, right? Into the business vernacular, into popular culture. And I've done tons and tons of things around it. I would say, I think some of the lessons for me through the years has been, I get caught up doing so many different things that perhaps I've lost that dispersion of energy versus focusing on a single rocket, right? And really concentrating that energy so that one rocket can get into orbit and get its exit velocity. So that's a lot of what's shifting for me these days, of really focusing in really more concentrated sort of areas.